Hello, and welcome back to rLounge. Greed is not a financial issue, it's a heart issue. Today on rLounge, we see the true consequences of greed. And more family came out of the woodwork. I thought to give a little info about the current goings-on here. The cast, LLTU, Little Love Tap Uncle, the one who slapped me. The visitors, equals aunts, uncles, and cousins who came to try and persuade me to give them money. L, our lovely lawyer. Blabblmouth, sister-in-law who couldn't keep her mouth shut and blabbed all kinds of things to the family. CLC, certified loan cousin, cousin who asked and got a certified loan. He has since paid it back. First, I am dealing with some health issues. Not COVID-related, thankfully, but I will need some surgery. There will be a lawsuit against Love Tap Uncle and the visitors. When? Date is set for January at this point. Let's hope it doesn't get postponed. Hubby and I have written a letter to our lawyer, could read it in court in the case we won't be able to be there, either in person or on a video call. Blabbermouth's role is becoming clearer, but since we don't have the full picture yet, I will update later. Love Tap Uncle had a minor fracture on his cheekbone apparently, nothing major, and he didn't need any surgery. Hubby, lawyer, and I have had some good and honest conversations about my own behavior. Lawyer is a friend I've known from way back, and he says that although I am quite the gentle soul, I can also be a strict, direct, and have a no-nonsense attitude. I have always been family-oriented and wanting to help others. Unfortunately, this has proved to be my downfall. Lawyer and hubby agree that I can be more no-nonsense and stricter when it comes to family as well. I recognize this. I tend to sweep things under the rug because family. Stupid, stupid me. Since then, I get great feedback from the both of them and have sought out a therapist who says I have made improvements. Since the visit, hubby and I have been contacted by many family members from his side, mostly to ask questions about, as they just heard one side of the story and things were unclear to them. Some of them were understanding about the situation. They were honest that they felt left out, but as one cousin said it, to be honest, I would not have thought of you either if something like this would have happened to me. They repeated they would appreciate any gesture, but that it was not their money to decide. Unfortunately, there were some family members who came to the defense of the visitors and, "What was the big deal? I had plenty of money, just share as you won't miss it." Here we go again. They have been sending us messages on a daily basis. Hello harassment charges, telling us that we were selfish people and that family should share when good luck came their way. Then one day we received a request for a Zoom call from a cousin who had not spoken to us at all. We accepted, only to find out that it was the virtual ambush of the visit. Some family members had gathered online from their separate homes to talk to us. They got 2 minutes before I made it clear I wanted to say something. "I want to say something." "Okay." "So you want us to share the money?" "Yes." Lots of behind-kissing comments like, "Really? You're the best." "First, I want $2,000 from each of you." People cry in outrage. Loads and loads of comments, and then one of them said the magical words, "Why would I want to give you that amount of money? Me and my partner work hard for that money, and now you just demand that amount? You can't do that. We all work hard for that money." "So do we. What makes you think then that you can make the same demands of us and expect us to give in to them?" I will be honest that I loved the embarrassed silence that followed. Certified loan cousin was part of it and said that when he heard about it, he called for a certified loan for the down payment on his home. He then went on about the terms of the loan and that according to the lawyer he had asked to review it, it was a good document. Strict, yes, but it protected both sides. Hubby and I did tell them that certified loan cousin was given the loan because he asked for it nicely and agreed to a certified loan. One of them asked if we would do that again. We told them point blank that if we would want to borrow money, we wouldn't be sure to agree to it because of a couple of things. 1A, they behaved like entitled people and treated us like crap. 1B, you don't get to treat people like this and then go kissing their behind the moment you want something. 1C, they all have jobs, save for it if it is something that is considered a luxury. 2, the circumstances might change, so maybe we would not even be able to help. 3, if, and that's a big if, we decide to help out, we want the most minuscule details about what the money is needed for, and they have to agree to a certified loan. Most people back out as they don't want strings attached, or a claim made on their car, house, etc. It was very, very silent for a while. I told them that I had a good idea they wanted money because they wanted a more luxurious car or remodel the kitchen, bathroom, whatever in the house while it was still working and no hazard or in need of replacing. Maybe they wanted to buy that fancy item they coveted for a while, or a game console for their kids. Save up for it. More silence and embarrassed shifting on their part. Hubby told them to stop harassing us. We were being blamed by tearing the family apart, but their own greed was doing that. Up until now, there were no problems, and we all went along just fine. Now money comes in the picture, and almost everyone changes into money-hungry morons. Yep, his words. He became very emotional as he said that this wasn't the family he grew up with, and that he hated it to see them changed so much. Then the apologies came from some of them. We then left the Zoom meeting telling them that we only wanted to hear from them if they came with an apology first and not to contact us as we needed space. Some have texted us those apologies, and hubby had some phone conversations with them. Others have not changed their status from money-hungry moron and keep texting us all kinds of wailing stories about how much they deserve money. One cousin even texted me saying that I deserved that slap in my face. I was not bold and should therefore just bow down to the will of the family. He even told hubby to get his wife back under control and be a good family member. He keeps harassing us and made some comments that hint on me being hit again. I simply said that if he talked to Love Tap Uncle and how his broken cheekbone felt. Those comments stopped, and certified loan cousin told me that he suspects that cousin didn't want to meet my right fist as cousin talked to him about it and had been hinting something along those lines. Every text is saved and going into a big USB flash drive for lawyer to get started on some nice cease and desist letters, as some may know them. Love Tap Uncle and the visitors have stopped contact when asked and advised to. So that was the update up to this point. On a more positive note, certified loan cousin and his girlfriend had bought their house, and when it was done, we were invited to see it, mask wearing and keeping distance. They turned a house into a home. It was good to see the pride and joy coming from them. Wow, OP, way to turn it back on them and have them see exactly what they're doing to you. And you're absolutely right. You and your husband aren't tearing the family apart at all, OP, but it's their own greed. Let's read on. Update. The aftermath concerning The Visit Part 1. Explanation. A lot has happened in the past couple of months. Due to the fact that it was an enormous amount of text, I cut the update in more parts. A short summary of the people involved. Visitors, aunts and uncles, and cousins who ambushed me at my home demanding money. LLTU, Little Love Tap Uncle. Uncle who gave me a slap in the face. L, Lawyer Friend. First, I want to say that I have read all the comments. Thank you for taking the time to read my post and comment on it. Also, I had my surgery and I'm recovering. Slowly but steadily. Hubby and the kids helped me a lot. Bless them. I also read some speculation about the college funds. First of all, where I live, college isn't insanely expensive like in the USA. These funds should suffice for community college type education or trade school, making it less expensive than private or top universities. Another point is that the funds only cover a good part of tuition and books. No rent, extracurricular activities, or living expenses. So it doesn't cost millions like some people speculated. The mortgages were not entirely paid off, but I gave sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and my brother an amount which helped them a lot. They have paid off the rest themselves. My investments, they were done before hubby was in the picture, were in some companies and technologies that have since grown. Not all investments have paid off, but some did. We count ourselves very lucky. Part of it goes to our retirement funds and to charities at home and abroad. I've asked for investment advice from a professional when I decided to do that. I was about 23 when I did. I also followed some courses on how to invest. Also, I noticed that someone on YouTube used my stories and I've read the responses. Some people asked why I would help a sister-in-law who behaves the way she did. Well, we love her kids, and it was more for them than for sister-in-law and brother-in-law. Another reason was that we wanted to keep things fair, if that's possible. I now know that this might not have been the smartest move. The last reason is that we had seen decent behavior from time to time, so we figured that manners had been learned. Now back to the situation with a bit of backstory. Last time we left off is that a couple of aunts, uncles, and cousins came by for a visit to demand and scream for money. One of the uncles earned a title of Little Love Tap Uncle for the little love tap he gave me. One of the cousins who had a loan has paid everything back. I asked the family not to contact me, but to contact my lawyer instead. They have mostly respected that. They did ask for a Zoom call in which they could explain everything. Lawyer, hubby, and I agreed to do so after the court cases would be over with. Also, the $800,000 was the total for all the grandchildren of the remaining family members. I finally got that one clear. Some people doubted that, and thus I went over the recording again. Sorry for the misinformation. We later found out that they had just come up with a number and would just see how it would end. Love Tap Uncle's broken cheekbone was not broken, just severely bruised. The grapevine is not always reliable. Also, we had some harassment from family members after the virtual visit. On to the update. I don't know all of the details of the court cases as I couldn't be present, not COVID, but other health-related issues. Let me just say this first. Also, due to COVID, most of the conversations were through online meetings. Love Tap Uncle was charged for trespassing, assault, and threatening to cause bodily harm, and he pled guilty. His lawyer said that he had been following anger management courses on his own, and reports from the therapist and other court-ordered psychologists confirm what we thought, that this is not like him and he regrets everything he's done. Judge gave Love Tap Uncle a very hard time from what lawyer told me. Judge did not take kindly that a man would hit a woman. Love Tap Uncle was asked some tough questions by the judge. The main was as to why he did it. Well, now it gets juicy. It seems that Blabbermouth threw plane loads of kerosene on a fire that, before her call and text, didn't even exist. You see, the family didn't know that we had money, as we had asked those who did to keep their mouths shut. That was respected. Until now. Blabbermouth called Love Tap Uncle and the rest of the family, telling them about the money and how we refused to share it with the family. Then came the lies. Blabbermouth turned on the waterworks, telling them and other family members that I made fun of their financial situation, flaunted my wealth, and was overall mean, disrespectful, and spiteful. She played the victim to them all, accused me of horrible things. She then continued to say that I made fun of the rest of the family for their choice of life, jobs, ambitions, and so much more. To keep a long story shorter, she pushed all the buttons and pushed them deep. The reason the rest of the visitors went crazy was again thanks to Blabbermouth, who really knows how to push people's buttons. That woman deserves an Oscar for her performance. Love Tap Uncle and visitors apologized, for whatever that's worth. Judge asked if lawyer had some input from our side. Lawyer read a letter we wrote. Lawyer told judge that we were deeply hurt by what had happened, that no ill will, harm, or disrespect was ever meant towards any of them. We chose to do with the money as we saw fit and would always have been willing to help. But having money does not mean that it should be handed out like it is dust in the wind. Lawyer also told the judge that we are very angry for their entitlement and behavior, them showing up and of course the slap on my face. I used to respect them a lot, but I will not accept this behavior from anyone and ask the judge to have justice served. If that meant a sentence and record, then so be it. Why would I feel any compassion for people who felt the need to attack me? Love Tap Uncle was sentenced with 18 months of community services and a fine, plus court costs. He also has to continue the anger management courses for at least another year. An evaluation will determine whether or not something needs to be done after that. This will go on some sort of record from what I've been told. I have accepted this. The visitors were also charged for harassment and threatening a person. They pled guilty and had to pay a hefty fine along with 6 months of community service. This is something I have also accepted. Before I forget, they had already received and paid fines for breaking social distancing laws. Some other family members have received the equivalent of a cease and desist letter from the lawyer after the virtual visit, since some kept harassing us. It has been quiet ever since. This was part 1. I will give an update soon about what happened after the court cases. Excellent. Justice is served. Let's see how this plays out. Update 2. The aftermath concerning the visit, part 2. After the court cases were arranged, a Zoom call with the aunts, uncles, and cousins involved, in which the whole story became clear, and not only what Love Tap Uncle told in court. Thus, the part that Blabbermouth played became entirely clear. Lawyer and their lawyer were present. They apologized and explained they felt really hurt and angry that Blabbermouth insisted that they went for the rightful share, as they deserved it because of the hurtful things that I said. They were family and deserved it. The family shares. Blabbermouth told them she did it and that it worked. They also repeated the insults and horrible actions that I committed according to Blabbermouth. They felt hyped up by her. That and greed got the best of them. They understand that this money is for us to do as we please. Our relationship is not the same, and it won't ever be. They seem to understand that we're not able nor willing to forget this attack on me, my character, and to an extent my hubby as well. To be sure, I have no contact order against them for at least a year. It also dawned on them that one breach of the order will ensure they get to meet law enforcement once again, as I don't back down. They also realized that if we were ever willing to help out financially in forms of loans, they annihilated that chance. We have been brutally honest with each other. I was pissed. I told them that they are adults who should have known better than to jump to conclusions. I was calm and collected when family members contacted me. Now I wasn't. I let everything go. I told them to at least have the decency and soundness of mind, ask the other parties involved, for their side of the story and to listen to that side with an open mind. I tore them all a new one. I was brutal according to hubby and lawyer. I treated the family to 20 minutes of brutal honesty. Even hubby and lawyer said they were impressed to the point of scared. After a lot of talking, the call ended. The relationship might not ever heal, but at least we discussed everything. I have my peace with that. If they could do this, then I don't want them as a family. Lawyer thought that I had learned my own lesson about not letting family off the hook easily just because they were family. However, some family members who were not involved in the visit contacted me after the virtual visit. They wanted to know how it was possible to get so much money. I shared some info about investing and gave them a number for advice if they wanted. With the number came the warning that investing has its risks. I earned a lot of money, but I also lost plenty of it. They should not be investing if it will put them in debt. They thanked me for the warning. In regards to college funds or whatever for them, we won't be doing that, simply because we won't want anyone to think that such things can be achieved by this behavior. I didn't really have a relationship with them, but still, you don't treat family or any other person like this. Hubby is still shaken that the mostly generous family he knew did what they did and treated him and me the way they did. I hope he will be alright in the long run. So that is the part of the Love Tap uncle and the visitors. I wonder what the future will bring. It's hard to imagine the family, people who society tells us is supposed to be there for us no matter what, tells us blood is thicker than water, can be the people who hurt and disrespect us the most. Nobody should ever treat anyone like that, even if they are family. It's okay to share the love when someone needs help, but not if they aren't going to learn anything from it. It's nice to be in a position to help out, but it's better to make sure the borrower is working towards something so the loan is a means to an end versus something that enables them. That being said, it's great that you're placing restrictions and terms on family borrowing money now. You have to protect yourself at all costs. And this doesn't make you a bad person. You're the farthest thing from it. You've handled yourself so well throughout this process, and you've also managed to learn a lot about people and who to keep around. Remember, too, OP, there's other ways of helping people. What sort of parameters do you set in place when it comes to your money? Have you ever had family or friends ask for financial help? What did you do? Thank you for joining us today on rLounge. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way, you won't miss out on any of our videos. If you have feedback on today's content, please let us know in the comments below. See you next time.